Good evening. So today we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship is it's really taking a calculated risk for the benefit of possibly gaining a whole lot of reward in the process. So um, a lot of times you're taking a very large risk to start an enterprise. Maybe you have an idea or a product or something that you want to bet upon. A lot of times it can be something that other people don't see as a possible benefit, but you're really able to see the appeal of that product. So our book lists a lot of different examples of this, such as Jay-Z and other people, but where you're able to see, carry that idea through to fruition. And so an entrepreneur is, it's not for the faint of heart. There's a lot of risk involved, but there's also a lot of reward if you take that risk, and you're taking that risk a lot of times upon yourself. So the more risk that's involved, a lot of times the more reward is involved, because you put the risk up, you're going to get the reward if things go your way, or your idea turns out to be a great idea. So the entrepreneurial endeavor that I chose to look at is called Everlywell, which I had seen on Shark Tank a while back. But it was started by Julia Cheek back in 2014, and it began as kind of a easy to use home lab testing kits that you could test yourself for things that normally you would have to go to a doctor to get tested for. So there's some benefits to this idea. Number one, you get to skip having to go to a doctor, make an appointment, see the doctor, go through all these headache tests, and then have them charge you an arm and a leg in the process. If you don't have insurance, it can be totally unaffordable. If you do have insurance, they can slip in a whole bunch of hidden secret costs because you saw this person and that person, and so they'll tag on a whole bunch of fees that you weren't even aware of. I had that happen to me twice, charged me thousands of dollars extra. So that's a big benefit. You have the privacy and the comfort of doing things in your own home at your own pace, and privately. You don't have to worry about doing these things that can feel like they violate your privacy. So these tests that you can do, they're things like food sensitivity tests if you have food allergies, sexually transmitted disease tests, checking your testosterone levels, cancer tests, cholesterol tests, COVID-19, and a whole bunch of other new tests that they're adding to the list every year. So they also have COVID-19 treatments and things like that. But these tests, you might think, well, maybe they're not professional. They're just, things you do at home. So they can't compare to lab results that you get from a doctor, right? But actually, these are physician certified. They're looked at by a physician in a laboratory when you send them in. So they're actually bona fide. They're the real deal. They're professional tests. So Cheek, after some initial success that she had, then she went on Shark Tank in 2017. She was able to persuade one of the sharks, Lori Grainer, to invest in her product and kind of take it on as a new business venture. So she invested some money in, and things actually went really well. A lot of the other sharks didn't believe in the idea. They thought there was some obstacles for her to really succeed, but she turned out to really, her company's really doing well now. So some of the problems being solved that we talked about is the medical exploitation, that doctors give you all these horrible hidden fees, so you don't have to deal with that. Also the convenience and comfort and privacy of doing things in your own home. And also it just puts the power of health in the hands of the consumer, which is becoming more and more of a reality. So instead of having to depend on doctors for everything, you can do a lot more at home. So some of the obstacles faced are they're not covered by insurance, so you have to pay everything completely out of pocket. So they range from anywhere from about $60 to a few $100 depending on the test. So they can get pricey. Maybe some of them you might even find that they could be on par or even a little cheaper if you have really quality insurance. So maybe things didn't turn out to be quite so inexpensive, but they certainly can be inexpensive depending on the situation. So I was really drawn to this concept, this idea, this business, because I've suffered a lot from severe allergies, like food allergies, digestive problems, and airborne allergies. So they get really bad for me to the point where I just can't breathe. So I'm really afraid to go to medical testing because number one, they've charged me huge amounts of money, even with insurance, through a lot of hidden fees. And also because usually they can't figure out what's wrong with me anyway. So they've done digestive tests and other tests, and usually they just say, seems like you have allergies. So all that has really made me not want to go to doctors, but these tests look like, maybe they would be beneficial for me. Also, just the idea of putting health in your own hands where you can take care of yourself and you don't have to be at the mercy of a doctor to tell you exactly what's wrong with you, what medication you should take, what you should do, or what they don't know. I really like that idea as well. I also really like Shark Tank. So, seeing this on Shark Tank, I was really drawn to it. I liked her idea. So, it really drew me to her business, and I hope there's more at home things that you see more often where it's just putting the health back in the consumer's hands where you can test your blood and your testosterone and check for cancer and all those kinds of things without having to go depend on a doctor. So thank you and have a great day. God bless.